Hello. It is me, the boy. Oh god, I can't set the audio to where I want it. It's gonna work, please work. I think it's working. I'm pretty sure it's working. Hi there, it's me, Trash Boy. You know how it would be. Tonight we're gonna be talking about something a little bit more, of like, could this potentially not be aliens? Don't get me wrong. I do believe aliens exist. Like, there's no way we're the only life in the universe. But I do think the idea that some of the stuff we see might not be aliens is kind of neat. So we're gonna take a look-see-doodle at that. I have a bunch of sources of things I want to use as a reference point. My computer is like having a lot of trouble rendering anything right now. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's having a lot of issues. Hey, 𝐂𝐚, thank you for the glitch. I appreciate it. Music looks like it might be a little loud. Or a little quiet, sorry. There we go. So that's what I look like. Yes, I am a trash boy. Alright. I mean, I also do IRL streams as well. I don't know what's going on with my computer, though. Why is it having so many issues? You know what? Hold on. I wonder if it's this. Because that's the only thing I've added recently. I turned off my call to action thing that keeps popping up in the bottom left. But yes, I've got a bunch of sources of things. So we might be able to discuss some alien stuff. I'm gonna hop into the streaming channel in my Discord, and I'm gonna go over to all of these sources. And I have got a fair amount, I would like to say. I have been glitched. Ah, shit. Oh, man. Alright, guys. Well, you know what? We gotta do our obligatory cute command of the day. So, I'm 62% cute today. That's how I feel anyways. I'm only like, You know, I'm a little over half as good as I normally am today, so that's fine. Only 6%. 6%?
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
By God, I'm sorry. Alright, well, how much of a gamer am I if I'm only 62%? I'm a 2 at it, that's pretty accurate. I was playing Genshin all night, I used up all my gamerness. Like, all of my gamer was last night. Like, I was supposed to record and stuff, but I was feeling kind of like, You know, I was like, my brain was like, nah, homie. And I was like, oh, is this a depressive episode and I have no gumption to do anything? Well, luckily I'm already doing a thing, so let's just keep doing that. And I played Genshin. And I played Genshin Impact until like, I want to say like 9:30 a.m. And I started at like 8 p.m. Yeah. It was a... How do I want to put this? It was an experience. I am once again not able to just kill everything super quick, so that's neat. I got some good drops, so that was dope. I end up getting, oh god, what's her name? Give me a sec. She's the one lady in the Jade Palace area, or Jade area. I think it's like Ningguan. I don't know how to properly... Not Mingguan. Ningguan. Ningguan. Okay, I don't know how to properly say it, so it doesn't... My subtitles aren't shit. I don't know. Ningguang. Alright. She, I don't know. She's pretty cool. I got her. Leveled her up a lot. I got Traveler, whatever his name is, like Aster or something like that. I don't know, I just called him Trash because why the fuck not? He's level 70 now. So that was pretty cool. Aether Lumine. Yeah. Honestly, I should have picked Lumine over Aether, but whatever. It be what it be. But yeah, I've got like a whole bunch of stuff I want to show you guys tonight about like what could potentially not be aliens instead of it actually being aliens that we see. Because for those that are new, Fridays tend to be our spooky day where we talk about like the paranormal, cryptids, aliens, supernatural encounters, ghosts, all sorts of stuff. We also talk about like religious stuff. We talk about occult. We talk about different practices and cultures around the world. We have a whole lot that we like to talk about on this day. It's a good day. And soon enough, depending on if her school doesn't keep getting in the way and holding her from doing this for me, because obviously she is in her free time, Vex might have my new model. Well, not new model, but like color swapped model for the spooky scary season. If I had the money for it, then I would want to have like my demon form thing, but currently you guys get the human form of my model. So it be what it be. And if I wasn't lazy, I could probably get my like anthro form done, but I haven't felt like it, to be honest. I have it all pretty much set up, I just haven't done it. But yes, tonight we shall be talking about a lot of spooky scary stuff. Particularly, well, less spooky scary, more of like, could this actually just be what this is? And a lot of it is like different government programs, different spacecrafts and stuff that the government has created, and several other things like spectral invisibility cloaking, which is a real thing that we've got. We've also got, I don't know what this link is. Let me take a look at this one. Oh, this is the Dyson die that I was talking about before. And then another thing, also known as change blindness. And taking all of these into account could potentially explain a lot of like supernatural stuff that we've seen, or I guess alien encounter type shit that we've seen in the sky. I'm not gonna say like one-to-one like when you get abducted type thing, but more of like more so like the pretense of seeing a flying aircraft. But yeah, like there's a lot of really neat stuff that's out there. But there's a decent amount I can read, I can discuss with you guys, and we can have a bit of fun with it. But you know what? We've had a day away from each other. How's everyone doing today? Y'all having a great day so far? I've had a okay-ish day. Like, again, I went to bed at like 1:30 p.m. And so I was up for like over 24 hours. And then I just I woke up at like 4 or something, and then I just laid in bed for like 3 hours and decided to start doing stuff. It was okay. It wasn't that bad. Not a terrible day. I have still yet to eat anything because, well, yeah, boy ain't got no food because he's a lazy fuck. A lazy fuck that hasn't gone to go and, I just don't cook anymore. I just can't get in the headspace to cook. I used to love cooking, but it's just been one of those days where it's like, I don't want to do nothing. So I've purely existed out of spite at this point. I haven't even had any fucking caffeine, so that's an experience. I haven't had like caffeine in a little bit. Like I had a couple energy drinks yesterday, but other than that, it'd been like almost a week since I've had shit, I swear to God. Like, not really, but kind of. Like, it's just, I've realized that caffeine helps me focus, which led me to believe that potentially I might have like adult ADHD or whatever. Adult. There's the word. These subtitles are absolutely fucking terrible. My God. Holy shit. Oh boy. Alright, so I've also got a few games downloading at the moment. I've got Back 4 Blood downloading, so we might play that on stream depending how my computer can handle it. We might also just do that as like a Discord thing, who knows. But I've got that downloading, I've got a few other games downloading, and I think it should be pretty cool. Future stuff, you know. Alright, so, let's just move these in the order that might work best. Let's see this. What is this one? Alright, so let's put that at the right here. Okay, so I've got all of the sources brought up at the moment, so that should help with the structure of my brain getting things done. I'm gonna message Keter and see if he would like to join us. Hey man, care to join alien talk? Question mark. I'll see if Rel would like to join. Alright, that. Oh, Ketter's replying. Oh shit. But Kano, how's your day been, homie? You been up to anything fun or exciting today? Also, like, that you added, like... Actually, did you add every effect? Glitch, saturation... Yeah, boost, sensor, glitch... And I think the only one you didn't add was rainbow. Oh, got a squeaky chair. Alright. But yeah, I don't know if I want to quite get in to start talking about all this stuff just yet. Just because if I do end up having someone join, then I'll need to re-explain things. I mean... Might as well get into it, I suppose. So, the first thing that leads into my theory, hypothesis, whatever you want to call it, about alien spacecrafts that we often see in the sky not being aliens, alright, and actually being people, which is technically even more alarming. Now, don't get me wrong, again, I do believe that there are aliens. It does make perfect sense that there would be aliens because there's no fucking way we're the only living creatures, like the only planet with life on it in the entire fucking universe. I doubt there's even in our own galaxy we're the only ones. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about today is called Solar Warden. It's a secret space program. Alright, so I'm just going to read off this article. Alright. Since approximately 1980, a secret space fleet codenamed Solar Warden has been in operation unknown to the public. So, in this, is this nonsense? Is this a conspiracy? Or is it simply so sensitive that it will cause uproar around the world? These are my own words after conducting research into the secret program. Whilst conducting an FOI, Freedom of Information request with the DoD, Department of Defense, in 2010, I had a very unexpected response by email from them which read, "About an hour ago, I spoke to a NASA rep who confirmed that this was their program and that it was terminated by the president. He also informed me that it was not a joint program with the DoD. The NASA rep informed me that you should be directed to the Johnson Space Center FOIA manager. I have ran your request through one of our space-related directories, and I'm waiting on one of the divisions with the command to respond back to me. I will contact you once I have a response from the other division. Did NASA refer you to us?" Alright, that's already interesting enough coming from the DoD. Alright, and again, this is in America, not in Canada, where I live. The program not only operates classified under the US government, but also under the United Nations Authority. So you might be wondering, how do I know this information? Well, there are a few people and many others that have tried hard to find out the truth and have succeeded by leaked information or simply asking questions and have government departments slip up and give away information freely, just like what happened when Darren Perks asked the DoD. One notable contributor is Gary McKinnon. Now that name is pretty important. All right, I'm pretty sure that's the dude that discovered this. I'm almost certain that he's in jail or something now too, because of his interest in U.S. government alien spacecraft stuff. No, never mind. He's not anymore. Okay. When Gary McKinnon hacked into U.S. Space Command computers several years ago and learned of the existence of non-terrestrial officers in fleet-to-fleet transfers and a secret program called Solar Warden, he was charged by the Bush Justice Department with having committed the biggest military computer hack of all time, and stood to face prison time of up to 70 years after extradition from UK. But trying Ernest McKinnon in open court would involve his testifying to the above classified facts, and his attorney would be able to subpoena government officers to testify under oath about the Navy's space fleet. To date, the extradition of McKinnon to the U.S. has gone nowhere. So this man hacked into, like, actual U.S. military government files and discovered that there were non-terrestrial officers, fleet-to-fleet transfers, and a secret program called Solar Warden. And if they wanted to charge him, which again, he would face prison time of up to 70 years for hacking into U.S. like Space Command computers. They would need to subpoena stuff, and officers would need to testify, saying that what he found was correct. So in order to not have that happen and let that all be a full leak, it's gone nowhere. To my knowledge, the guy right now just works on like SEO management type stuff and other things with computers. So that's kind of neat in and of itself. All right. Like, this dude was able to not only hack into, you know, U.S. Space Command computers, but was also, they aren't charging him for it because it would need to prove that what he found was real. That's insane. McKinnon also found out about the ships or craft within Solar Warden. It is said that there are approximately 8 cigar-shaped motherships, each longer than 2 football fields end to end, and 43 small scout ships. The Solar Warden Space Fleet operates under the U.S. Navy Network and Space Operations Command, NNSOC, formerly Naval Space Command. There are approximately 300 personnel involved at that facility, with the figure rising. Now, what I find really interesting is cigar-shaped motherships. Okay. Now, I'm going to do a quick Google search. Cigar-shaped meteor. Alright. Now, again, this is CNN but it's just the first link. Alright, interstellar object may have been alien probe, Harvard paper argues, but experts are skeptical. Alright. Don't you dare play a video. And this was back in 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017. Mysterious cigar-shaped object spotted tumbling through our solar system last year may have been an alien spacecraft sent to investigate Earth, astronomers at Harvard University have suggested. Okay, now if we take into account what Gary McKinnon found about cigar-shaped motherships. Alright. And we ended up finding this giant meteor that was hurling through space. It's possible that it's just one of those ships and it crashed of some kind, or something happened and it started spiraling. And that's why it started coming into our, I don't want to say airspace, but like our planetary view. Alright. That's kind of neat if you think about that. Alright. So I'm going to close that article because, again, it was CNN, so it's not that important. But it gave the general wording of what I needed for that first part. Alright. Solar Warden is said to be made up from U.S. aerospace black project contractors, but with some contributions of parts and systems by Canada. Oh shit. United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia, and Australia. It is also said that the program is tested and operated from secret military bases such as Area 51 in Nevada, USA. Now, I doubt it would be in Area 51. To my knowledge, anything that would have been at Area 51 has already been moved. Because that would just make sense. Everyone already thinks that there's shit there, so they would have already moved it all during maybe a crisis event or something else was going on. So it would make sense, like say there was like terrible things happening in the world, whether it be wars, hurricanes, nuclear meltdowns, a pandemic, you know, shit like that. Would it not have made sense for them to move anything that was of importance that would relate to this away from Area 51 and let people keep looking at Area 51? But it's really just a military base now, instead of like a government research facility with a bunch of aliens and spacecrafts and stuff. You know what I mean? Now, of course, there is the stealth bomber. I believe that was originally tested at Area 51. I could be incorrect about that. But if they're just doing like plane testing there, like military plane testing, that's still something to keep under wraps, so they aren't going to want you there. But anything that'd be like aliens or something like that, I feel like would have been moved to another base. As time goes on, the truth will slowly come out. Many people around the world are now witnessing craft moving around in the skies and subspace that completely defy gravity, whether they are part of the Solar Warden Seeker program, military experimental aircraft, keep that in mind, or not. Thousands of people know what they see. And then it goes on to say, like, his opinion on it, like this article's opinion, like, I don't think we should rule it out as complete nonsense. Yes, it is a conspiracy because of all the hype and controversy surrounding the facts and information about the program. Sensitive is an understatement. This program would change the world and our views on space exploration and travel, so no wonder that it would be kept a big secret. We should all keep it in the back of our minds, for now at least. So that's kind of a neat little thing to read, alright? Now, there is something that I would like to show you guys called the TR-3B anti-gravity spacecraft. Alright. I'm going to drop you the Google patent into chat. Alright. It is right there. Alright. This is a patent by the U.S. Navy. Hey, what's up, Gecky? How you doing today, man? We're talking about spacecrafts and alien interaction and stuff. So that patent is a triangular aircraft made by the U.S. Navy, and the patent was denied twice. It says status abandoned. However, Solar Warden, all right, that thing that we read, or like that we just finished reading, is since approximately the 1980s. Now, the TR-3B was, I believe, application filed by St. Clair John Q. All right, in 2004. So this spacecraft, we may have been trying to create our own from the information that we gathered since the 1980s. And this spacecraft is a triangular object that, well, I'll just read it off. A spacecraft having a triangular hull with vertical electrostatic line charges on each corner that produce a horizontal electric field parallel to the sides of the hull. This field, interacting with a plane wave emitted by antennas on the side of the hull, generates a force per volume combining both lift and propulsion. I'm just chilling at VRC. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. I'm sitting here being hungry, talk about aliens. And that's my life for right now. So, a brief summary of the invention. This invention is a spacecraft having a triangular hull with vertical... Oh, we just read that. Generates force per volume, providing combination of both lift and propulsion. A background of the invention. Referring to Figure 1, of which is the images that are with this patent. all right, of which again are diagrams of the, spacecraft. The spacecraft has a hull in the shape of an equilateral triangle. A parabolic antenna is centrally located in the bottom of the hull. An array of horizontal slot antennas is located along the side of the hull. Each back corner has a corner conducting plate, which is charged with a positive voltage. The forward corner has a conducting plate charged with a negative voltage. A motion control hemisphere is located in the bottom surface of each of the three corners. Now, this patent was denied twice, alright? Twice. You don't deny a patent to the US Navy. And to my knowledge, and again, I could be incorrect, the reasoning it was denied is because it is not possible, even though they had a working craft, to prove that it was there. And the reasoning that they said that it was not, able to be patented is because the world would not be ready for something like that. I could be wrong on that. But it was supposedly abandoned. Alright. Now, we see triangles in the sky with lights on them. I just explained that this thing has 3 different plates on it that all conduct different voltage. Everybody knows that voltage is electricity. And how does a light bulb work? It's electricity and it causes light. So what is to say that maybe there's lights on these for us to be able to see them when they were testing them? Or they just believe no one's gonna believe you when you have it. So they do have lights on them just so they can track them themselves. Because to my knowledge, these would be black aircrafts. Now, there's, again, an entire patent here. I don't want to read through an entire patent because that takes a lot of time. However, and a lot of it's just like the math on how it all works and shit like that and other things such as that. I don't think that I'll be making for the most entertaining content. However, going to another article about the TR-3B, it doesn't exist officially. It uses highly pressured mercury accelerated by nuclear energy to produce a plasma that creates a field of anti-gravity around the ship. Conventional thrusters located on the tips of the craft allow it to perform all manner of rapid high-speed maneuvers along all 3 axes. Interestingly, the plasma generated also reduces radar signature significantly, so it'll be almost invisible on radar and remain undetected. This literally means that it can go to any country it likes without being detected by air traffic control and air defense systems. Okay, now, the one that we just read for the patent, alright, and again, this patent is from 2004. It uses electrostatic line charges. But this article, alright, from 2013 is talking about the TR-3B, also known as the TR-3 Black Manta, of which has its own Wikipedia page. Now, I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot to this page at all, alright? But there's some interesting things about it. A declassified report from a UK Ministry of Defense addressing unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, also known as UFOs, alright, unidentified flying objects, within the UK Air Defense Region and code-named Project, I don't even know, Condyne? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Includes analysis of black triangle sightings. The report includes the statement that the majority, if not all, of the hetero unexplained reports may well be due to atmospheric gaseous electricity charged buoyant plasmas that are capable of being transported at enormous speeds under the influence and balance of electrical charges in the atmosphere. Now, does that sound interesting to you guys? Atmospheric gaseous electrically charged buoyant plasmas. Plasma, under the influence and balance of electrical charges. Now, it does say in the atmosphere, but if this thing we already know has 3 different plates on it with electrical charge coming from them, and we're saying that this electrical charge can create plasma. Now, the nuclear part from the spacecraft itself in this article could be slightly off, obviously, but the plasma that creates a field of anti-gravity could be incorrect, but the plasma around it is created by the electromagnetic waves, or electrostatic waves, sorry, by the antennas. But it does say the plasma generated also produces radar signature, just like what this British sighting is reporting. Okay. Now, it does say nuclear energy to produce a plasma. If it does have any form of nuclear energy, my belief would be a battery of some kind. But a nuclear battery, I mean, I'm not saying the government couldn't make that. In theory, it would be fairly easy to make. But I don't think that it has anything to do with nuclear in it. Alright. If it does, then it's just a battery. But there's been sightings of this since 1989. Now remember, Solar Warden has existed since 1980s. And there's something called the Belgian wave. The Belgian UFO wave began in November of 1989. The events of 29th November were documented by over 30 different groups of witnesses and 3 separate groups of police officers. All the reports related a large object flying at a low altitude. The craft was a flat triangular shape with lights underneath. This giant craft did not make a sound as it slowly moved across the landscape of Belgium. There was free sharing of information as the Belgian populace tracked this craft as it moved from the town of Liège to the border of the Netherlands and Germany. Now, as we saw with Solar Warden, it did say that there was countries in connection with this, such as Canada, the United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia, and Australia. Now, it could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure to the left and right of Belgium. A little ways away, obviously, but for a spacecraft, not that big of a deal. The United Kingdom and Russia, really, the 2 superpowers, right, really aren't that far in the grand scheme of things. And we don't know how far away or how close these antennas to keep this thing afloat need to be. Right? So what's to say that these antennas aren't all over the place? In places such as the United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia. That would explain these sightings in Belgium. Now, if we go to 1997, all right, because that wave was from 1989 to 1992. 1997, the Phoenix Lights incident. All right. A widely reported appearance of black triangles involved in the Phoenix Lights event, during which multiple unidentified objects were observed near Phoenix, Arizona, and videotaped by both the local media and residents beginning on Thursday, March 13th, 1997. Some of the observed objects/lights appeared to be grouped in large V formations that lingered for several minutes. Some residents reported one of the black triangles to be over a mile wide, and that it drifted slowly over the house, blocking out the stars of the night sky. An official report from the U.S. Air Force concluded that the military has been locally testing aircraft-launched flares during that time period. Flares. They think they're gonna say it's flares. Also, how's it going, BB? they're gonna say flares. And a V formation of lights would be a triangle, one at each corner. Right? So, if there is a giant one that's over a mile wide, do you think that's probably what we based our design off of? And if it's over Phoenix, Arizona, now again, Phoenix, Arizona, let's just do a quick little Google Maps, all right? So I'm gonna go over to Google Maps. And if I zoom out just a little bit so I'm out of Canada, and we go, oh, Arizona, what's that right next to? Utah, New Mexico, California, and Nevada. A giant area known for having reportings of lights in the sky. Got spooky shit around me. Nani? Spooky shit. We're talking about, like, potentially not aliens. We're talking about what could be humans and aliens. So far, we've discussed Solar Warden, and we're currently talking about the TR-3B, also known as the TR-3 Black Manta, of which is a U.S. Navy spacecraft that was abandoned, supposedly, in 2004. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got all the links on me right now. I've already posted the patent in chat. You can see it right over there. But it's some pretty neat stuff. So, and all of this is just free information. But it's very neat. And if we go in, there's also another incident in southern Illinois. All right, well, where's Illinois? I should zoom out a little bit. Where's Illinois on here? That's far to the east. That's just left of Indiana, or just west of Indiana, and south of Wisconsin. That's not deserts. So let's see what this one's about. The St. Clair Triangle UFO over Illinois, Southern Illinois UFO, or Highland, Illinois UFO sighting occurred on January 5th, 2000 over the towns of Highland, Dupont, Lebanon, Shiloh, Summerfield, Millstadt, and O'Fallon. Beginning shortly after 4 a.m., the incident was featured on several television shows, including Seeing is Believing, a Discovery Channel special, UFOs over Illinois, and an episode of the sci-fi series Proof Positive, Sufjan Stevens, including his incident of the song concerning the UFO sighting near Highland, Illinois, from his 2005 album, whatever. The observed object was identified by the FAA as an advertising blimp operating the American Blimp Company. Okay, so you mean to tell me this thing is featured, was seen over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different cities, and it was just a blimp? Now, don't get me wrong, blimps are pretty rare, because I think there's really not that many blimps in the world, because like they just kind of suck. But it has all these different names. It was featured on all these different shows, and it was sighted at 4 a.m. Why is there a blimp in the sky at 4 a.m.? Just curious. Isn't the whole point of a blimp to pretty much do like the same thing as a hot air balloon and just kind of see the world around you? What can you see at 4 a.m.? Just curious. Doesn't make any sense if you ask me. But if it's the U.S. military testing out their special spacecraft, who knows, right? All right. Now there's 2004 to 2006. Now remember, this is when the patent was denied. Was 2004, I believe, right? That was yes, 2004. December 20th, 2004 is when it was denied. 3 red lights hovering in a triangular formation were seen by several witnesses in Tinley Park and Oak Forest, Illinois. Oh, well, would you look at that? Illinois again. On August 21st, 2004. So when they're still testing out this fucker and trying to make it like, hey, this is a functioning thing, maybe they've upgraded it. Maybe it can go much farther now, right? Maybe they found another way to keep it afloat. Or maybe they've just installed a hell of a lot more of those antennas that allow it to fly. 2 months later, on October 31st, 2004, again on October 1st, 2005, and once again on October 31st, 2006, the lights were captured on video by some witnesses. According to some UFOologists, the video evidence suggests that the lights kept the geometrical shape and moved as if they were attached to each other through a dark object. The incident was examined in a Dateline NBC episode, whatever. Yeah, none of that really matters. That's just explaining where it was also noticed. So I find it very interesting that from 2004 to 2006, again in Illinois, this thing is seen. Now, let's just do a quick look here. Let's go take a quick look at this Google Maps thing. Okay, so if we go to Illinois, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 different military bases are in Illinois alone. 20. Really? Anyone see anything a little interesting about that? Now, let's just let's discount a couple of these, because even though they're National Guard, right, and it does say it's a military base, there's also like recruiter stations. Now, again, recruiter stations are still reserves, but even if we discount those, that's one and one training camp as well. So let's say 2. Oh, look, so only 2 of those aren't bases. Ain't that just a damn thing? We've got all these sightings about a UFO that we know that we have a patent for a U.S. spacecraft. All of them in Illinois, where there's 18 different bases. Let's round it down from the 20 to the 18. All right. And multiple of these incidents are happening in Illinois. On the same year and the following years that the patent was denied, earlier in the year than when it was denied. And their reasoning was that they had a working version. Thank you for uncensoring me, BB. Their reasoning was they had a working version of it. And yet people are seeing this and they're discrediting it anyway, saying it's a blimp, because they hadn't tried to file for the patent yet. And then the patent was denied because people wouldn't be ready for it. And I think the reason for that is because they already declared that it was something else. And then they would say, hey, they lied to us. The government is lying to us. A little sus, if you ask me. Just a little bit. Like, I think it's really interesting. Now, it's identified as a speculative surveillance aircraft. But I don't think that's true. There's absolutely no way that it's just a surveillance craft. Now, obviously, we don't have this set up for it to be able to... it doesn't appear to have any form of weaponry on it. So maybe it is just surveillance, a scouting craft, whatever. But what would we base it off of? Because if we go back to 1997 and we look at this, the Phoenix Lights incident, some residents reported one of the black triangles to be over a mile wide. Now, if we go to the patent, let's see if we can get any measurements. All right. We're going to take a quick look to see if we can find any measurements on this, because I can guarantee you it's not a mile wide. Because there's a lot of math in here you have to read through. Mind you, it might not even have measurements here. The combination of fields produces a space-time curvature as determined by Einstein's general theory of relativity. The traveling electric field has an amplitude of a vertical z direction and travels in the x direction. Interesting. The invention is a spacecraft with a triangular hull having charged flat plates on the vertical corners of 3 sides. The 2 rear corners are charged with potential voltage. Forward corner charged with potential negative voltage. 60-degree angle on the corner creates a line charge density singularity that produces a huge horizontal electric field pointing from the back to the front of the craft, which is also parallel to the sides of the triangle. An array of horizontal slot antennas located on the sides of the triangle hull produce an electromagnetic wave with the electric field polarized in the vertical direction. This combination of fields produces a space-time force with both the vertical and horizontal directions, such that the spacecraft receives a lift force and force propulsion. Now, does it not have dimensions anywhere in this? It would appear not, but I would assume... Let's take a look at the figures here. Do any of these figures have measurement on them? Doesn't look like it. So, well, who knows? Maybe a mile-wide one was ever made, but I doubt it. I would assume that we base the technology off of something that we saw or learned from. And again, if we go back to Solar Warden, that has been happening since approximately the 1980. Okay. I don't know, man, because if we've got contact with non-terrestrial officers and we have fleet-to-fleet transfers, if they were to give us a craft, a small one, and we reverse engineer it, or they taught us how to build it, that would explain a lot of what we're seeing when we see triangles in the sky of lights. Now, there is something on top of all of this, because some people say the lights just disappear. Alright, they're just gone. Lights suddenly just, the spacecraft is just suddenly gone. I would like to introduce you guys to something called spectral invisibility cloaking. Now, spectral invisibility cloaking essentially is concealing the signature of an object from observation by bending light around it. Now, in the I'm just going to read off this article, and this is from Optics and Photonics. All right, like the news thing. All right, So this is like actual, like, this is light and study type shit. Like, this is an actual news source for this type of thing. We already know that we can essentially bend light just using, I'm sure a lot of you have had like day planners or something like that when you were in school. And they had that kind of like scratchy page. It might have been like a little pocket in the front or something like that. And it was that weird kind of translucent, but like you could bend it and you could see the light kind of warped and things looked weird behind it. It works very similar to those images where if you look at it from a different angle, it has a different image, you know, because the light is hitting it differently. So, and those are old school. That's just a basic form of bending light. So let's read this. In the last decade, numerous approaches have emerged for invisibility cloaking, concealing objects by preventing light from interacting with them. Solutions have been demonstrated over different regions of the electromagnetic spectrum, and even for waves of very different nature. Here, my music stopped. Including acoustic and thermal waves. But while effective invisibility solutions have been demonstrated for single frequency illumination waves, realistic operation requires cloaks capable of concealing objects from broadband illumination. Recently, we have demonstrated an approach to such broadband cloaking, which we call spectral invisibility cloaking. Okay. That's kind of neat, don't you think? So, again, the human eye only has 3 different receptors for light. The peacock mantis shrimp has 16. It can see a different broadband of light than us. Because it can see UV light, it can see infrared light, it can see a whole bunch that we will never understand, right? So continuing with this news article. An ideal cloak must restore the exact amplitude and phase distributions of the illumination wave, the full field at its output, but current invisibility strategies alter the propagation path of the wave around the object to be concealed, which introduces undesired phase variations among the different frequency components of a broadband illumination wave, and thus necessarily distorts the wave's temporal field profile. Phase sensitive or temporal detection renders these cloaking solutions vulnerable to phase coherent broadband illumination. Now, if something is invisible, or cloaked, shall we say, we often depict it as distorting the light, though you can still vaguely see the shape of it, and that's usually what is recorded when it comes to seeing something in the sky during the day and then it suddenly disappears, but you can still kind of see it. Alright. Now a black triangular object with white lights on the bottom of it in the night sky. Think about that. Nearly all of our stars to our eye are white. Now, if we see these glowing lights and we decide that we want to use some form of cloaking to just hide, so people just think that, oh, maybe it was just a satellite or a shooting star or something, because the average person won't really think about that, and I'll get to that later. All right. So, if we're using spectral invisibility cloaking on these TR3Bs, not only, how's it going, Vex? Not only are these things not able to be seen by the human eye at a glance, alright, but they also cannot be picked up on radar because of the electromagnetic field that is creating a plasma around it from the gases in the atmosphere. These would be essentially perfect, and I truly do mean perfect, observation crafts. And if we're basing it off of something that's that might keep your might make you start thinking about it. Hey, how's it going, Tipsy? Welcome to the stream. We're talking about aliens and things that we think are aliens, but are actually people that have learned from aliens. We've talked about Solar Warden, the TR-3B, and now we're currently talking about spectral invisibility cloaking. Now, if we would like to continue with the spectral invisibility cloaking, I don't think I need to read through the rest of the article explaining how it works, because I'm almost certain you guys get my idea on why I brought it up. Now, another thing that I would love, and I truly do mean love, to bring up to you guys is this very interesting thing with the human mind referred to as change blindness. Hey, what's up, Quicksilver? Now, change blindness, again, is a little different than aliens and spacecrafts and all this, but it more has to do with the psychology of how the human mind works. And essentially, you have a 50-50 chance of noticing if someone changes right in front of your eyes, if it's not important. Now, I have a video I would like to bring up. All right. Why is that not working? Hello? What the fuck? That's supposed to work. So I have a video for you guys. All right. All right. So I gotta pause the music for a moment. Now, this video is a little old. It's from 2011. But you'll get the general idea of what I'm going to explain with this. Okay. I'm gonna need to turn up my audio a little bit. Okay. Now, did any of you guys notice that? And be honest, did you notice it was a different person? How's my night going? My night's okay. I'm just hungry. But I found bread in the freezer, so hopefully it's thawed by the time I'm done streaming so I can make a sandwich. But yeah, we're talking about all the spooky stuff tonight. Or I guess not really spooky, more of like science. I do like me some science. Now, I want you guys to be honest though. Did you notice that it was two different men in the beginning of this video so far? Because only 50% of people notice. Or it's about a 50. Now, again, this video isn't a perfect representation of a vast amount. They didn't have a huge collection for their test study. All right. But these studies have been done over and over and over, unfortunately only with small testing groups. And it would be much better on a larger scale, but you'll understand why that's hard to do. No, you didn't see. Now, if we take into account that even just in a video that you just watched, you didn't notice it was two different people. Did you really just see those 3 stars that were in the sky or no? Maybe not. It's not important. They're just stars. Right? These 3 lights in the sky on a black object. And if they use their spectral invisibility cloaking, then they're just not there. That's just how it works. They're just not there. You just didn't see them. So let's continue with this video because it's only 4 minutes long. All right. Illinois. Again. That's just a coincidence. Now, obviously, again, not a huge test group at all. But running that test would take a long time. Because you can't do it immediately right after each other. They have to be different people on the street. So, at a minimum, you're probably waiting 10-15 minutes between each one. And not every person is going to want to give you directions. But the idea is still there. Okay, so question, can I ask questions? Of course you can ask questions. But the idea is right there of, did I really see those 3 lights in the sky? If they decide to use that cloaking thing and just disappear. Or if it decides to just fly away. All right, now isn't that something neat though? Why is my screen button not working? The fuck? That's weird. All right, let me turn this back down. And I'll put our music back on. So I heard that people are incapable of making up a face, or brains are, I should say. So if you're dreaming about someone you've never seen before, truthfully, you have seen that face somewhere in your life. Thoughts? So technically yes and also no. Essentially, the human brain cannot create a face from nothing. However, you're able to say, take the facial structure of your best friend, the eyes of that person on the train, the nose of another person. Like, you can technically construct a face from other facial parts of other people, but you can't necessarily create a new face from nothing. That's what it is. Though it is entirely possible that people that you see in your brain or in dreams or something like that could just be people that you walk past on the street as well. Yes. So it is a yes and a no. Like, you can't make up a brand new face out of nothing, but you can take parts of faces that you've seen before, and you've also possibly, you know, just seen somebody on the street and not remembered that you saw a person on the street, and there you go, you know? So now, getting back to the spectral invisibility cloaking. All right. Now, if this cloaking makes it so the broadband of illumination that we're able to see, again, we only have 3 receptors in our eyes to be able to see different types of light. Meaning that there might be things that are able to see this if they have more receptors. I would like to get back to our good old friend, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 dye. A dye that when applied to glass allows you to see auras of people. Now, what an aura, and again, this is getting into more of the occult type stuff that I'm also very familiar with, but the occult type stuff, an aura is a glow or a flame or a light or a line outside of people. Different cultures have different ways of seeing it. They also have different meanings for each aura. I used to be able to see them when I was younger, and my understanding of auras was always how I felt, the energies I got from that person I associated with that color. And after enough people all give you that same kind of feeling with that same color aura, you start to make a decision on what that aura would be. That would be for myself. Again, there's like different forms of Native American cultures that have auras. There's different forms of Asian cultures that see auras, different European cultures that see auras, all sorts of stuff with auras. So you can't necessarily assume that it's the same for everyone. But if 𝐂𝐡𝐚 dye itself allows you to see auras per se, would that not just mean it is refracting the light in such a way that you are seeing a different part of the broadband that you normally cannot? And 𝐂𝐡𝐚 dye is illegal in nearly every country on the planet, not because it's dangerous. There is no real reason, because 𝐂𝐡𝐚 dye, as I've read off on its actual thing before, honestly is not that hard to make at all, but it's illegal to have. So if you take this and you apply it to a thin film of glass, or a thin film of it to glass, and you're able to see through it, do you think it might be illegal because it allows you to see the spacecraft that the government have out there? Because what if they're not only using them at nighttime? What if they're able to take them out during the day and they end up using spectral invisibility cloaking during the day? If it's high enough in the sky, you're not going to notice a weird shift up in the sky because it could just be a cloud. Again, getting back into the change blindness or the inattentive blindness, right? It's not something that you're actively looking at. It's not an important detail. You're not often looking up into the sky. So if you're using the spectral invisibility cloaking during the day, and you don't really use it at night, say maybe it takes like a large amount of battery power to be able to do it to the device, right, or the craft. So they do shorter trips during the day. Who knows? But if this die allows you to see auras, or things that are outside of our spectrum of light that we can see, would that not mean it kind of defeats the whole purpose of spectral invisibility cloaking? And we already know that most things that are made public, the government has been doing for a long time. Like, they already knew about it like a long time ago. You know what I mean? So essentially, what I'm saying, this die is illegal to put on glass or to even own, because it would defeat their spectral invisibility cloaking that they have on these devices that look like UFOs, and people will start having a panic because now there's flying saucers everywhere. My name is Trash. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, that's really all I've gotten prepared for today. But like, I've heard that migraines can also cause auras, related or not. I don't think so. But it is entirely possible that like if your brain is aching a whole lot, that either maybe your eyes are seeing something different. It's distorting or something when it comes through the cones in your eyes, or maybe you're just hallucinating because your head hurts. Both are options, both are possible. Auras are visible to very few people, and again, various different cultures have different ways of interpreting different colors of auras. So that's just something else entirely. But if you have a migraine, please drink some water, stay in a dark room, and just try and relax, please. Don't go looking for auras if you have a migraine. Please just try and rest up and not let your brain hurt, because that sucks. Squeaky chair, shut up. Hey. No, it's not interrupting. That's actually all I have prepared for this evening. I wanted to just kind of get it all out there, like my whole theory that it came to mind that I was thinking about this. I was like, damn, dude, like this just popped in my head one day. I was like, what if the TR-3B is based off the Solar Warden program? And then we also have spectral invisibility cloaking, and that would explain why Dyson dye is illegal. And I wanted to share that with you guys. My brain likes trying to find patterns and connecting things. And I know it's definitely a total conspiracy theory. Like, I am 100% like confirming this is all conspiracy, right? I have no proof other than the sources that I've just given. I appreciate the sharing. Why, thank you, Tipsy. But I just the idea came to mind, and I was like, hey, we normally talk about spooky, scary stuff. And I say, hey, bring your stories of like, you know, if you've had any ghost encounters or cryptids or, you know, like Bigfoot type thing, or any Wendy boys, flesh pedestrians of various different types. If you've got any like local urban legends, like spooky stuff, but also we do talk about aliens. I say talk about aliens as well, and I've realized I myself haven't really talked about aliens much. So might not remember, but I shared my story previously on here. That was a couple months ago, was it not? Possibly a little bit longer than a couple months. Probably a little bit more than a couple months. I am terrible with memory. I have a shit memory. I have semi-permanent memory, so I only remember stuff that my brain is like, that's super important. Remember it for the rest of your life. And I'm like, okay. And then I forget like everything else. But like a year or so, me too, no worries. Hey, there you go. Yeah. I don't remember what your story was, though. If you feel like sharing it again, you're more than welcome to. If not, we might just get onto more topics of aliens and supernatural stuff and whatnot. Because there's a book I really want to get. and I forget the name of it, and that's been bothering me. But essentially, it's a book written by this person that was apparently abducted by aliens, was kept there for a while, and the aliens taught them about all the different alien races and stuff, right? And like, there's different types. There's like different wherever. Now mine is like demon ghost oriented. That stick to aliens. All right, we're sticking to aliens then. But this book is about like all these different alien races and like what they do in the galaxies and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, I want that book, but I can't remember the name of it. All I know is I saw it on TikTok at one point, and I was like, oh my god, that's the name of that. And then I accidentally pressed the back button when I went to go and like shift my hand from being underneath it, because like just the way I was holding my phone. And instead of being able to double tap it or press the like button, I accidentally pressed back, and I haven't been able to find it since. And I forgot the name of the book because they mentioned it offhandedly, and I was going to watch it again to go and try and get the name of the book to look up on like Amazon or something. But fuck me, I guess I'll figure that out in the future. But yeah. But the idea of there being all these different types of alien races makes a lot of sense to me. My favorite thing where people are like, oh, well, it's outside the habitable zone for this type thing or whatever. I'm like, well, you're simply basing it off of a carbon-based life form like ourselves. What if there's like a mercury-based life form, or like a sulfur-based life form, things that don't abide by our way of living? People are like, that's not possible. I'm like, not possible for us. So I'm late to the game here, but have we discussed gnome Alaska? No, all that we've talked about tonight is the Solar Warden program, the TR-3B anti-gravity spacecraft. We've gone through different incidents that could have potentially been the TR-3B. Multiple of those sightings that could have been the TR-3B were in Illinois. Illinois has 20 military bases, 18 if you remove a training camp and a recruiting area, which is still a reserve, but a recruiting area. And so there's 18 military bases in Illinois. Multiple of those sightings of the TR-3B would have been in Illinois. We've talked about the spectral invisibility cloaking, how it works, how our eyes work, the change blindness or inattentive blindness, and the Dyson dye. That is what we've discussed tonight. So we haven't talked about many encounters of any alien events or spacecrafts or anything like that. Only the ones that were pertaining to the TR-3B, potential sightings of it. Yep. That is all so far. But yeah, like this is the type of shit that I like talking about. Like, cause this is like more of just like all science, and I absolutely love science. Because my thought process on all things that are magic are just science that we don't understand yet. So this is science that we could potentially understand, you know? But yeah, what is Nome, Alaska? Oh god, that's CNN. I don't want to look at anything on CNN. The Fourth Kind is a 2009 American science fiction psychological thriller film directed by, I can't pronounce that, and featuring a cast of don't care. The title is derived from the expansion of the J. Allen Hynek's classification of close encounters with aliens, in which fourth kind denotes alien abductions. The film is a pseudo-documentary purporting to the dramatic reenactment of true events that occurred in Nome, Alaska, in which a psychologist uses hypnosis to uncover memories of alien abduction from her patients and finds evidence suggesting that she may have been abducted as well. At the beginning of the film, Jovich informs the audience that she will be playing a character based on a real person named Abigail Tyler, and that the film will feature an archival footage of the real Tyler, the Abigail Tyler. Seen in their archival footage is played by Charlotte Milkard, and at various points throughout the film, the archival footage scenes and accompanying dramatic reenactments are presented side by side. The film received negative reviews and grossed $47.7 million worldwide. I watch a ton of horror movies, and this is the only one that really spooked me. Huh. Okay. So it's not even based off of a true story, though. It is a pseudo-documentary. I know that there's like some really creepy stuff that we could watch on YouTube if you guys are interested in that, but I don't know if it's necessarily like alien stuff. I don't know. I guess I've never really thought about aliens themselves too much, because my thought process has always been, yeah, they exist. Like, there's no way that they don't. So, you know, spooky season for the win. Hell yeah. You guys want to watch the spooky, scary shit that's on YouTube? Because it's something new I haven't watched yet. Hold on, let me look this up. I gotta go to my watch history. Maybe it's still on my watch later. Let's hope it's still on my watch later. Alright. No, pause. Shut up. Fuck. Stop. Oh god. Oh my god. Ah! Alright. So, this is called Gemini Home Entertainment. Let me see if I can get my screen to actually pop up. Why the fuck is it not working? Button, why you no work? Hold on. Oh, I see. Give me a sec. Ta-da! Alright. So this is called Gemini Home Entertainment. Now, I'm fairly certain that there should be a playlist order. Full box set. What is this? Soundtrack. Alright. So, this is a collection of 16 different videos. I have not watched them myself. I've only watched 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐿 explain the thing. And essentially, it is, you piece together the story as you watch it all. And it's really fucking creepy. So you guys want to watch this? Because it is really creepy. There's also another one that we could watch after this if you guys are interested in that. Yeah, alright. So let's pause our music. Go over here. Click on this. Get it set up. And we will turn it up a bit. Just know that it's really fucking creepy and I don't know what's all in it. Had to broadcast my phone on for my TV for this. You're on the big screen. Dope. So again, you have to piece together the story with this because like random shit starts popping up in it. So this one is titled World's Weirdest Animals. So I assume it probably just gets to something really creepy soon enough. Again, I have not watched this myself. But it's supposed to be like an old VHS type thing. Are you guys hearing something in the background of my mic or no? Burrowing owls like to live in prairies and open fields where they can use old squirrel or badger holes for their nests. I feel like I might as well narrate it. No? Okay. Everywhere. So maybe this is the creepy one. Animal number 3. Wood crawlers. Hold on, I got an idea. This might work. I'm also going to turn off my CTA. Here we go. Found all over North America, these animals are excellent hunters, being able to tread most terrain without making a sound. The preferred nesting locations are inside the homes of large families, where large swarms can adapt easier. You will hear screaming. They stole their voices. Burn the bodies, lest they stand up again. Nature's mockery. Gotta get rid of my captions. fake people. I'm expecting a jump scare at any moment. Spooky. World's weirdest animals. Gemini Home Entertainment. Also, I added my dynamic filter, so like the light from the screen will change my model. So, from what I've gathered from the video I watched prior to this, was that they're essentially a form of skinwalker. Storms can be violent and dangerous. In this cassette, you will learn how to protect you and your family when a severe storm hits your home. Oh, thank you. Part 1. Prepare in advance. You do not want to get caught in a storm unprepared. To prepare your home in case of a storm, follow these steps. Step 1. Reinforce your home. This may involve improving structural support, replacing roof shingles, or fixing any possible leaks. Step 2. Install an early warning system. This will allow you to know beforehand if a storm or other danger is approaching your home. Recommended albedo alarm from 𝐁𝐫𝐢 Technologies. I think that name is also important. Create a storm bunker. Make sure the bunker matches the following measurements. 10 foot by 18 foot. Create concrete foundation at least 8 inches thick. In the center of your bunker, install a large aluminum hemisphere, 4 to 5 feet. Place software radio next to hemisphere. Recommended timber radio from 𝐁𝐫𝐢 Technologies. Within 4 to 5 feet. Only turn on radio in the event of an emergency. Part 2. What to do during a storm. In the event of a storm hits your home, it is important to follow these steps. Step 1. Quietly take your family to your bunker. Your home does not belong to you now. Step 2. Turn on softwave radio. Ignore all sound produced by the radio. These are auditory hallucinations. Step 3. Remain calm. Your tears are filled with salt. What? Part 3. After a storm. If you believe the storm has passed, carefully leave your bunker to survey for damages. If your house has been severely damaged, check for movement inside. What? Do you hear the chime? You are safe. The storm has passed over. Look to the field. Do you see lights? Return to your bunker. Fuck that. Listen. Under your feet. Crawling through the floor. Congratulations, you are now well equipped to defend you and your family against storms. Storm Safety Tips, created by Remy Abode. Presented to you by Gemini Home Entertainment. So I think these are kind of neat. Geneva Production Company. The Deep Blue. Our ocean is full of mystery and wonder. Let's take a look at some of the secrets hidden beneath the surface. Here we see a school of fish swimming together as a group. Should turn off this, truthfully. I'm in a house by myself in the mountains. It's easy to get spooked. Oh no. These fish are often swallowed whole by mammoths like the blue whale. But it is spooky season, so despite its beauty, the ocean can be a very dangerous place. This stingray may look innocent, but it carries deadly poison in its tail. Technically it'd be venom, but you know. However, rays are very gentle, and generally only sting when threatened. Should and will are very different things. That is fair. That is fair, Tipsy. The real danger of the ocean is not its wildlife, but the habitat itself. Spooky. This is the Marianas Trench, the deepest place on Earth. The Marianas Trench plus the Demissia Tunnel. $11,035 meters. Unknown depth. Spooky. I don't know how I feel about this. This is actually kind of spooky. Ocean's freaky, man. Nothing can live inside the Marianas Trench. No, thank you. Mm-mm. No. No, no, no. The Deep Blue. Created by Remy Abode. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. Regnad Computing. Artificial computer learning. A demonstration of artificial thought and computer intelligence. They're really hitting like that, like... Hold on. Like, they're really hitting like that early, like, 80s, 90s kind of vibe with, like, commercial VHS type stuff. I really dig it. Alright. Brief background. For the past 4 years, Regnad Computing have been developing artificial computer intelligence using new revolutionary methods. These methods have led to produce the world's most advanced artificial intelligence to date. So you made a calculator? That'd be my guess back in that time. As a test of this intelligence's abilities, we gave it the task of creating an original, intelligible story in the format of a child's storybook. 3 iterations of this story will be shown, illustrating the creation process utilized by the artificial intelligence. Jack leapt over the river. Mary to follow together. Travel, follow the secret. Jack the river, it is dead. Huh? First iteration tests heed insufficient results, though patterns in story consistency are clearly visible, albeit unrefined. Iteration 2. Jack leapt over the river. Mary followed close behind. They are searching for the secret place. I hear you. What? The intelligence builds upon its previous iteration, utilizing complex wordage and proper grammar and formatting. Iteration 3. Jack leapt over the river. There goes Mary down the stream. The secret place will keep us safe. The river flows, but not with water. Oh my God! The intelligence seems to diverge from its original path and begins a more complex branch of sentences. Iteration 4. Jack heard it again. There is a voice from space. Jack, do you see me? I have become something else. Listen to the silver box. The stars are moving now. Do you see the hungry eye? Here I am.
Yeah, spooky.
What the fuck? It's the thing from the ocean. This video should have demonstrated to you the capabilities of 𝐂𝐸𝐸 Computing's artificial intelligence. We hope to have this technology available for commercial and personal use within the year. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. This shit's getting spooky, man. I'm liking this. And I'm pretty sure it's not done. Or actually, no, this one is done. The other one isn't. I think. Our solar system. Wow. The sun. Situated 149 million miles away, the sun provides light for our entire solar system. Without it, Earth would be a barren, frozen rock. Mercury. As one of the smallest planets in our solar system, Mercury is also the hottest. It sits perilously close to the sun and only takes 87 days to orbit around it. Venus. As the second brightest object in the midnight sky, Venus can sometimes be seen from Earth. I said midnight instead of night. The average surface temperature of the planet is 462 degrees Celsius. Okay, why are we using metric and imperial? What the fuck? Earth. Earth is one of the only planets in our solar system capable of supporting life. What? With 71% of the planet covered with water, it's a miracle we can all fit. Mars. Often called the red planet, Mars is a mostly barren desert world. Pieces of Mars have fallen to Earth in the form of meteorites. Jupiter. As a gas giant, Jupiter has no solid surface, which makes it impossible to stand on it. The largest spot on the planet is known as the Great Red Spot. It is not an eye. Hold up. Y'all saw that? Hold on, I'm slowing this video down. It is an open wound. Bruh. Bruh. Saturn. Although mostly a gas giant, there may be a large solid core deep inside the planet. This planet's prominent rings are quite a sight to behold. They are the gateway. The gateway? What? Uranus. This planet is classified as an ice giant and is the coldest planet in our solar system. Unlike most planets, Uranus rotates on its side. Neptune. A large storm rages in the planet, called the Great Dark Spot. It is the lens. Neptune has been mutated. What? Bruh. Okay. Oh, okay, we're gonna skip over Pluto, are we? We're gonna skip over Pluto, huh? Huh? Alright, I see how it is. The iris. It is with us now. Laughing at us. No, thank you. Behold. What the fuck? What? Pluto! As the smallest planet in our solar system, Pluto has only 1,188.3 kilometers in radius. Although it hangs at the edge of our solar system, this planet isn't going anywhere. Thank you. Our solar system, created by Remy Abode. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. Yeah, hold up. Rel's messaged me. Moonlight Acres Family Camp. Come visit Moonlight Acres Family Camp. Since our founding, Moonlight Acres has been devoted to family and creating memories. Our campground is as pristine and beautiful as ever, a relic from the past. Many of the original camp buildings remain untouched since the initial closure. Let's look at some of the activities our camp has to offer. Activities. Hiking. With so many expansive trails, hiking is a regular occurrence at our camp. Just make sure you don't get lost. Archery has been a tradition throughout our camp's lifetime, with the targets getting more extravagant every year. What? Canoeing. Our canoe trips are always a blast. Harvest. And let's not forget about our famous Lights in the Sky event. Wait. Hold up. It was called Harvest. Alright. Accommodations. No need to pitch a tent. Moonlight Acres has tons of places to lay your head. Sleep in luxury at one of our family cabins, completely burrow-free. For the kids, we have separate boys and girls cabins, each with fun activities all year round. Feeling rustic? Stay at one of the camp's original cabins, which are frequently cleaned and always cozy. Each and every cabin at Moonlight Acres is beautifully decorated. With the most up-to-date safety technology, you can rest assured knowing your security is in our hands. That's the thing from the first video. Do not answer the knocking at the door. Okay. Mythos. An important part of Moonlight Acres' legacy is its mythos. Tall tales have been told from person to person throughout the camp's lifetime. In 1935, rumors of strange, well-dressed men visiting the camp began to make the rounds. It is said that the men would ask to enter the camp administrator's cabin every night for years. One night a deal was made with the strange men, and they left the camp never to be seen again. Another popular myth arose in the 30s when campgoers began to have sightings of skinwalkers. Oh, that's just fucking great. Vessels. Men's club supervisor answered door, Adam Levitch. Barry Johnson, assistant activity supervisor, answered door. Truman Michaels, head of camp. Women's club supervisor, Alec Davis. I can't read all these fast enough. Asked to enter. Don't like it. Camp information video created by Remy Abode. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. That was not what I expected from that one at all. So for my anniversary this year, we are staying at a haunted hotel. Any activities you would recommend? We did a spirit box last time and got some interesting results. So there's this thing called a spirit grid. It's essentially like these lights that the amount of electricity that comes from them can create shapes and stuff. You might want to look into one of those. All I can say is make sure that it does not have a welcome mat outside the door. And if it does, you're already fucked. And do not use a Ouija board under any circumstances, because that is one of the dumbest things that you could ever do. Make sure that when you enter the home, or the haunted house, haunted hotel, or whatever it is, a welcome mat. So a lot of there's this thing called demonic rule, all right? And the demonic rule is a collection of rules, right? Now, vampires follow demonic rule, all right? And that is why vampires cannot enter your home without permission. However, demonic rule does not need to be spoken word invitation. It can be implied. So if you leave the door to your home wide open, that is an invitation for others to come in. If you have a welcome mat, that is welcoming them to come in, right? So demonic rule, vampires, spirits, all sorts of shit follow demonic rule. It is the invitation to join you. Make sure there's no welcome mat outside your house. The Fae also follow a similar rule, but the Fae are a little different because that's only in Europe, and they have to be kind to you in your home. And if they aren't, well, if they're rude, just tell them that you now claim their name. Just be like, I claim your name for disrespect within my home. And the Fae technically are now owned by you. So it's kind of neat. But yeah, and then I guess when you get to the room that you're going to be in, if you're afraid of anything following you home, say I give no consent to any entity, being, or creature to follow me or my spousal or my partner or me or my loved ones and those close to me home away from this place. You do not have my consent, nor will you be given it. And there you go. That's essentially all it is. Because you've given spoken rule, of which is a statement on demonic rule. So spirits, ghosts, demons, vampire, even though vampires aren't real, but that type of shit. What was that name of the tool you said? Spirit something? I believe it's called a spirit grid. It's like a light thing. Spirit boxes, though, a lot of people use them as like a... I'm gonna ask questions. It's like, man, I'd be like, hey, yo, if there are ghosts here, would you like some like OJ or something? I would just offer them something like that. Check it out. Dope. I don't know. I just talk to it like it's a homie. You know, I wouldn't use a spirit box. Like, is there an entity here? Can you give us a sign? I'd be like, hey, yo, if there are ghosts here, would you like some OJ? And then you'll hear a yes or a no. And then, you know, you got your answers, right? You got multiple answers there. Yes, there is an entity there. No, he ain't want no OJ. Or yes, he does want some OJ. Simple. Also, if you are concerned about anything, if you have amethysts, amethysts are used to keep or to close gates. So if you don't want something near you, they also repel things from getting close. So you can have them around your bed or something. We just left it open. It responded when we started bickering. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. That's the best way to do it. Lol, my birthstone. Nice. Nice. Yeah, yeah, amethysts are used for, like, sealing or trapping rifts or closures of some kind from another realm, and also keeping things at bay. Salt also works really well, but I doubt they'll be happy about you laying down salt everywhere. So if you have amethysts, use some of them. Technically, the larger the better. So... yep, that'd be my main suggestion with that. Just pretty much make a statement to whatever is there that you do not wish to have it follow you or leave this place. And it does not have the consent to follow you or any of those that you consider close to yourself. You have amethyst, then there you go. A lot of people wear amethyst and they don't even know that it's like a ghost repellent. Like, not really ghost repellent, but like supernatural entity repellent. I knew this one girl, she was like super into like the paranormal. She really wanted to like see something. And it was so funny because I knew she wore an amethyst necklace. So her and I, we would go and we'd like chill at like, you know, creepy places where there's like a haunting or whatever, right? And she's like, nothing ever happens. I'm like, oh, shit happens here all the time. She's like, then why isn't it happening with me? I'm like, you really don't know? She was like, what? I'm like, you literally have like essentially ghost repellent. And she was like, what? I'm like, you're wearing an amethyst, you idiot. And she was like, what does that have to do with anything? And I'm like, oh god, you don't know anything about demonology at all, do you? And she was like, yeah, I do. I'm like, okay. Gemstones. And it took her a minute and she went, oh fuck me. And I was like, that's why you never see anything, because you literally push it away. You literally tell everything to fuck off. And it can't tell you fuck you. Because it's literally getting hit with a big old wall. So. It was kind of humorous. Like, things would happen, but never near her. That she kind of hated that. But, yeah, the good old days when I used to hang out with people. Alright, let's get back to this one. This one's called Lethal Omen Commercial. Lethal Omen. Oh, it's a video game. Intense action. Challenging puzzles. High quality graphics. Lethal Omen, $29.99 plus tax. Available for Ragnar Compute. Oh, I didn't get to read it all. family cabins, archery. Wait. Hold up. Bruh. I'm really liking the world building in this series. This is neat. Kill all enemies. All enemies dead. The times. Bro, this is actually kind of really cool. Kill all enemies. Oh, one must have got him from behind. I think this is a bunker. Shut up, stomach. I'll feed you later. Kill all enemies. I would be so concerned if no enemies showed up. All enemies dead. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, that's not freaky at all. Run. Ah! They're in a bunker. I knew it was a bunker. Okay. He didn't turn on the radio. Savage. 𝐂𝐴𝐚 uses a revolutionary artificial intelligence as a basis for its video game engine. Oh! It's the AI from before, and it's for those computers. Wait, hold up. It said that it changed. In the AI thing, it says that I've changed. And we saw them underwater, but then we also know that there was skinwalkers here. Like flesh pedestrians. But then they were never seen again after a deal was made. Do you think the deal was they take campers? But now the AI is like infecting more because they've somehow changed into an AI or something. It was revolutionary. Maybe they like uploaded a consciousness or something. The iris. Holy fuck. This is neat. I like how this is all piecing together. That's so cool. By now, you can find 𝐂𝐴𝐚 in stores worldwide. 𝐂𝐴𝐚. Created by Remy Abode. This Remy motherfucker makes a lot of shit. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. You know how funny it'd be if that was actually pronounced Gemini? Gemini. Jack Wilder's Wilderness Survival Guide. Whether you're camping, hiking, or hunting, it's important to stay safe when going into the wilderness. This cassette will teach you many survival tips that might just save your life. The essentials. Be prepared. There is basic knowledge that every wildlife explorer should know, including what equipment to keep on hand. Basic equipment: a water flask, non-perishable foods, first aid kit, matches, compass, knife. Store these items in a backpack. Cassettes. Yes. Do not notice the 4:3 ratio. Thorns, ditches, and rivers could lead to serious injury if not accounted for. Be aware. Take care. Camping or hiking in private properties or hunting grounds could lead to serious fines or worse. Always make sure you have the proper permits before entering an area. Things to avoid: wildlife, bears, cougars, moose. Honestly, the moose is the most important one. If you come face to face with any of these animals, stay calm. Do not run. Slowly back away, keeping your eyes on the animal. If the animal displays aggression, raise your voice and speak sternly. Keep backing away until you are out of view of the animal. Once out of sight, report the... Huh? Once out of sight, report the animal to the authorities. And then the motherfucker became a tree? You can get spikes? What was that? Huh? It's got the tentacles like from the video game. And like that thing that was underwater. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. This is getting interesting. We're piecing things together. It's very fucking alarming though. Tentacles, I see. Of course, that's what you focus on, Vex. Things to avoid. Plant life. Poison ivy causes rashes, itching, swelling, and blisters. Water hemlock causes trembling, convulsions, respiratory failure, and death. Nature's mockery causes hallucinations, sudden muscular paralysis, body disfigurement, flesh decay. I'm afraid, chat. I'm afraid. That's fun. That's not a real thing. That's from this, I bet. I know nature shit. I've never heard of something called nature's mockery. If you make physical contact with any of these plants, seek medical assistance. Always keep a first aid kit on hand. Looks like a giant snail. Yeah. Sounds. Number 1, coyote howls. Number 2, cougar screams. Number 3, auditory hallucination. Okay. If you hear any of these sounds, leave the area immediately. Do not move towards the sound. If you hear them, they have already heard you. Wait, what? Building a campfire. Okay, real talk though, that's actually good advice. If you hear those sounds, generally you want to go the fuck away. And if you hear someone screaming for help, you do leave. You mark your location. Whether if you have a GPS on your phone or on a map, or just if there's like a somewhere that like a landmark that you're able to use, mark that and get the fuck away from there, and then report it to the authorities. Because that could just be someone luring you out there. Like, take all supernatural out of the equation. That could just be somebody trying to lure you out into the wilderness to get killed. Like, that. Don't be a hero. Unless you are a trained person, you are literally like forest ranger, police, something like that. Someone who is trained to help others. And I'm not talking about like a lifeguard or some shit. Or a babysitter, right? Like an actual authority. Like, do not go and help someone in the woods. It sucks because you want to help somebody, but it just, the chances of you also getting hurt, or worse, intentionally someone making you go bye-bye or get hurt or killed or something like that, not good. So, yeah. If you hear people in the woods screaming for help, unless you're with a large group, then you can go. Okay. But if you're by yourself, don't go. What you will need to build a campfire: large stones, dry grass / leaves, dry twigs / branches, matches, and dry logs. Create a ring of stones in desired location. Place tinder inside of stone ring. Place kindling in a teepee formation. Set fire to tinder using matches. Man, you suck at lighting matches. What to do if your fire fails to start? Follow the lights. I don't think so. This is the thing that people keep posting on TikTok, calling it a skinwalker. At least we know what it's from now. Dangers of infection. If you believe you have been infected through a wound, do the following. Wash wound with water and soap. Use antibiotic ointment on injury. Forcefully rip foreign object from body. That is not what you do. It's a fucking nope for me, sir. That's fair. Jack Wilder's Wilderness Survival Guide. Created by Remy Abode. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. Alright. How many more episodes are there? There are 1, 2... Actually, there's 7 more. Okay, I think we might be able to get through 7 more. I'm really liking this series, though. Harbinge Technologies. Hey, these are the ones that made the radio thing from the first episode. Last one got me. Turn off my lights for this. Sleep Image Visualizer. Setup and information. Introduction to the Sleep Image Visualizer. Sleep Image Visualizer, SIV, main module, computer connection port, module power port, headset connection port, configuration panel, SIV headset, module connection cord, absorption pads, aluminum dome. Adjustable clamp. Okay. Make it extra spooky. Setting up the sleep image visualizer. Connect the sleep image visualizer to your computer using the cord provided. Connect the SIV headset to the SIV main module using the cord provided. Insert the SIV home use disk into your personal computer and follow installation instructions. Using the sleep image visualizer. Boot up your personal computer and run the SIV home use software. Sleep image visualizer. There's asleep for 6 minutes. And also some of those letters were numbers. I don't like that. Ensuring all clamps are secure. Alright. Turn the SIV main module on and lie in bed. Your SIV will begin recording automatically. Good night. Are these as high quality as they can be? No, they're not. Upon waking up, check your computer for your fully rendered sleep image visualization. Thank you for taking part in the sleep image visualization program. Please note that all sleep image visualizations are automatically sent to you and are legal property of Harbinge Technologies. Jack Dean. Started at 3 a.m. Ended at 6:17 3 days later. Karate chop to the dick. Reminder. Sleep Image Visualizer takes images from your unconscious mind and visualizes them. These images do not represent reality. Dreams cannot tell the future. Joseph Allen began at 4:08 a.m. June 24th. Ended. Never had an end date. Sleep Image Visualizer, created by Remy Abode. Presented by Gemini Home Entertainment. Okay, so thinking about it, we got 20 minutes left. All right, and we got 7, 5. Yeah, we're not gonna have enough time. We only have those. Then we'll have 3 left. So, do you guys want to watch the rest of these on next Friday? Because we just watched 9 of them, and there's 7 left. Gotta go. Have a wonderful night. All right, take it easy, Tipsy. I appreciate you being here. It means a whole lot. Yeah, so there's 7 left. Should that be fun? All right, so we'll watch from episode 10, starting next week. Okay. Sounds good. I'm just gonna make sure I subscribe, and yeah, it should be good for that. All right, gotta turn down the music a whole lot before I even attempt to play that, because that will hurt some ears. And I should turn off that filter. But yeah, all right. Wow, it looks so much brighter now. I don't really know what I want to talk about for the rest of the stream. That was neat though. I liked watching that. That was a lot different than I thought it was. Really fucking spooky, man. Hey, Keter, you literally just missed a super fucking creepy thing.
Oh, I see.
It's alright. I'll show you another day, or I'll link it to you and then you can watch it. Because next week we're going to be watching the last 7 episodes of it.
Oh. What is it called?
Gemini Home Entertainment.
Oh, you're in luck. I've been watching that.
Oh, fantastic. What episode are you on?
I think I'm gonna get... It's literally been sitting pinned in my fucking...
Oh, no worries then. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, we just watched 9 episodes of it on stream. The beginning of the stream, we were talking about aliens and stuff, though. And, well, not necessarily entirely aliens. Kind of aliens, but not really aliens. We got into... Because I had this theory pop into my head one day, just out of nowhere. But essentially, it was... You take the concept of... Like, you know the TR-3B, the anti-gravity spacecraft that I've talked about, right? With the patent that the U.S. Navy made and then it was denied. There's also something called the Solar Warden Program. Do you know of the Solar Warden Space Program?
I am not familiar now.
Okay, to make a long story short, it's been suspected that it's been going on since the 1980s. This dude, who I believe is British, because he's from the UK, so I'd assume British or whatever the fuck they want to be called, he had hacked into the U.S. government's, what's it called? My brain is not working. Yeah, the U.S. Space Command computers. And why this song is... I don't like this. Why is this... Let's put on this. Let's put on this music. Put it here. Sorry. So yeah, he hacked into the U.S. Space Command computers and found something called a program called Solar Warden. It was the biggest military computer hack of all time, and he stood to face prison time of up to 70 years. But if they wanted to try him, they would have to subpoena government officers to testify under oath that the Navy's space fleet was real.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's still fine. Yeah. That's an actual thing. Yeah, and he leaked all the information. He was like, this is what it is. And I mean, I'm not in prison yet. That only proves me more right. Either way, he's proving that he's right, and it's amazing. But yeah, so that's the Space Warden program. So my brain was thinking like, wait, what if that, because it says that when Gary McKinnon hacked into the U.S. Space Command computers several years ago, he learned of the existence of non-terrestrial officers and fleet-to-fleet transfers in a secret program called Solar Warden. Non-terrestrial officers. Now, my brain goes to thinking, okay, that's obviously aliens, but what if, and again, this Solar Warden has been going on since approximately 1980, okay? And the TR-3B, all right, we've had sightings of this particular type of craft since the 80s, okay? And it gets to a bit of fancy kind of shit. All right, if I get into this again, I gotta turn this music right down for me. Holy shit. But if you look up the TR-3B, or I guess this is technically the TR-3A Black Manta, of which is the 3B. We were talking about it, and from 1989 to 1992 in Belgium, there was sightings of it. And Solar Warden discusses how Solar Warden is said to be made up from U.S. aerospace black projects contractors, but with some contributions of parts and systems by Canada, United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia, and Australia. So the UK and Russia are a part of this, and Italy. So I would say if this giant flying device that needs antennas to be able to fly, right, antennas put up, we don't know the range. What if that, I guess I don't need to share my screen in here no more. The antennas could be really long distance as well, and they were testing it, and Belgium just happened to be a decent middle ground.
Fair.
Yeah, and then we got into more stuff about how there's sightings in Phoenix, Arizona, right? Well, I mean, it's not too far from like Area 51 where there's like plane testings and shit, so I would just say, you know, whatever they were testing, they could have been testing the aircraft there, but it could have just been also other aircrafts, right? But then there's the Southern Illinois incident, which happened on January 5th, 2000, lists a bunch of towns, and it's at 4 a.m. there was a sighting of a triangular object with 3 lights on the bottom of it in each corner, like one in each corner. And that happened at 4 a.m. It was said that it was a blimp. I don't know about you, but the whole point of a blimp is to be able to see things. Why are you flying a blimp at 4 a.m.? But then it gets even more interesting.
I'm on my blimp, it's fine.
Yeah. So that was in Illinois in 2000. From 2004 until 2006, in Tinley Park in Oak Forest, Illinois, on August 21st, 2004, and later on October 31st, 2004, again on October 1st, 2005, and once again on October 31st, 2006, lights were captured on video by witnesses. So, and it says, according to some ufologists, the video evidence suggests that the lights kept in geometrical shape and moved as if they were attached to each other through a dark object. And if you look at the TR3B, that is a black triangle with lights on the bottom of it. So, now, of course, the event in, where is this one that I'm looking? Sorry. Something about, like, there was one where it said that it was over a mile long in V formation. Hold on. I had all this before, but now I don't because, well, obviously I'm not looking at the exact same thing I was before. Okay, yeah. The incident in Phoenix, Arizona. Some residents reported one of the black triangles to be over a mile wide. So I'm going to assume that the one that the military has is not over a mile wide, but they had to have learned the technology from somewhere. So if we got it from aliens, and we have through Solar Warden non-terrestrial officers, okay, take both those into account, maybe they taught us. But then also when you look at the, let me take a quick look at the patent real quick for this. So the patent for the TR3B is an invention in a spacecraft having a triangular hull with a vertical electrostatic line charges on each corner. And then I'm not going to get into how they're working because I've already read that off earlier. But if you look at military aircraft, it doesn't exist officially. It uses highly pressurized mercury accelerated by nuclear energy to produce a plasma that creates a field of anti-gravity around the ship. Now, I think that's incorrect on what this post is reporting. But if you take a quick look at how plasma forms, all right, and we go up to, you know, the black triangle UFO, it says, okay. The report includes a statement that the majority, if not all, of the Heredo unexplained reports may well be due to atmospheric gaseous electrically charged buoyant plasmas that are capable of being transported at enormous speeds under the influence and balance of electrical charges in the atmosphere. So that would mean that if we're creating that ourselves, we're creating a plasma. And if we go over to the other article, it says, the plasma generated also reduces radar signature significantly, so it'll be almost invisible on radar and remain undetected. Kind of a neat thesis there on that one, right? So it's able to go through the air silently and be undetected. But then I also brought up spectral invisibility cloaking, which is a thing that we have now. And I went back to good old Dyson dye, of which is the dye that when applied to glass allows you to see auras. I believe it is just distorting the light in such a way that the broadband of illumination that we're able to see changes. And that would be why it's completely illegal in almost every country, even though it's really not that hard to make. Because of this cloaking technology that we currently have, and it's on Optics and Photonics News, right? Like the actual like news source where you get stuff about like light and shit. If the military generally has most forms of science before we do, right? And that would mean that they've had this for a while. So I also got into the pretense of change blindness or inattentive blindness, of which I can link you a video to it if you don't know what it is, but essentially the human brain doesn't pay attention to everything. It just pays attention to what's important at the time. So if you're just walking down the street at nighttime and you glance up and you see the stars, you're like, okay, cool. And you see 3 that you're not used to seeing, you wouldn't notice that right away. Especially if they're on a black object, 3 white lights, right? Now, if you see these lights moving, then maybe you'll notice. But if suddenly it decided to use its spectral invisibility cloaking, you were like, did I really see that? I don't know, whatever, right? And you wouldn't even think about it. But if they use this during the day, you wouldn't be able to see it unless you have this Dyson 9 die, because it alters the way that the light hits your eyes or how light is perceived by the cones of your eyes. So maybe that would allow you to see it. So what if they don't use it at nighttime? Because most flying saucers that are the triangle shape are always spotted at night. What if they don't use it at night as often unless they have to, because it takes up more power from it? But during the day they use it, because how often are you looking up at the sky trying to find minor distortions? You don't. And you just think it's just like a heat wave or something like that, like when you're just looking at the road on a hot day. So all of this just kind of came to mind the one day, and I was like, I gotta talk about this on stream. And I spent like an hour and 15 minutes talking about this earlier. That's what you missed.
Fair.
Yeah. I think I big brained it. Now, obviously, it's a conspiracy theory thing, and I'm connecting a lot of things, but like, there's nothing saying it couldn't be real, right? Like, we have a patent by the U.S. Navy, all right? And which one is in control of space? You know, the Space Command or whatever type people. They're a form of Navy, are they not? Pretty sure they're a branch off the Navy.
That's a good question. I do not know.
I'm almost certain that it's based off the Navy. I'm just gonna search up Space Navy and see if that gives me enough info. Naval Space Command. Yeah, it is the Navy.
Fair enough.
The Naval Space Command, NSC, was a military command of the United States Navy and former component command of the United States Space Command. It was headquartered at, doesn't matter, and began operations October 1983. Bro, this just lines up even more with the whole solar warden thing. Naval Space Command used space capabilities to support naval forces through the operation of reconnaissance and communications satellites, as well as representing the Navy's space interests, both within the Navy and within U.S. Space Command. Huh. Well, there you have it. A patent for a triangular flying craft that uses electromagnetic waves in order to pretty much float. Okay. Was sent by the U.S. Navy, who have a space command. It all gets better. Oh, also, the incidents in Illinois that I mentioned, right? How there was all those ones. Did you know that Illinois has 20 military bases?
I was not aware.
Yeah, 20. 20 of them in Illinois. And Illinois is really not that big. Well, I mean, compared to some states, but like, it's really not that big. So it's like, oh God. And even if you discount one of the training camps and a recruitment one, which is still, you know, a reserve, but, you know, it's a recruitment one, there's still 18. There's 18 military bases in Illinois. And all of these settings were in Illinois. The math adds up, brother. The math adds up. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Oh, God. Alright, well, it is actually 2 a.m. now, so I am going to be ending stream. But, Keter, I assume that you're chain smoking as you usually are at 2 o'clock in the morning at night?
Yes, I am.
Alright, well then I will probably head out to my garage and join you.
Fair enough.
And then we'll talk in the death guard and be like, oh my god, I'm smoking. Are you smoking? I'm smoking. Friendship. Alright, let's go find someone to raid you guys. And again, I appreciate every last one of you guys being here listening to my dumb shit all day. Or I guess all night. I just like talking about spooky stuff and watching creepy videos. I think I will toss y'all at the Frickmeister because he's got that new model. He's got a Halloween Vinny. Halloween Vinny is good Vinny. Alright, so let's do this. Where is raid? Because all of my shit got reset. There it is. Actually, do we even have enough for raid? Alright, we'll find out. It looks like it. Alright, I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. Monday, I'm thinking either we will play a horror game with some friends, or we'll play a horror game by ourselves, or we'll talk about spooky shit, or maybe we'll just watch scary videos while I'm in a washing machine. I don't know. I was supposed to do a washing machine this week and then it just didn't work because I ended up not. I was busy. I had some shit come up. I'm sorry. Wednesday is supposed to be the Skyrim challenge. Actually, idea. Okay, Monday I'll do Halloween craft, at least one of them, and then maybe we'll watch videos or play a video game. Wednesday, depending what's going on, we might play a creepy game, or we'll go back to our Skyrim challenge run, and then Friday we'll do more of today. All right, have a fantastic night, everybody. Tell Frosted Fricks I love him. All right, bye bye.